Today, you will witness the craziest project in the aviation world. Qantas Airlines is investing all its future plans in a non-stop flight route from Sydney to London. They will fly for a full 21 hours without ever touching the ground. No layovers, no connecting flights. It will be an incredible project with a route spanning half the globe. This isn't just a dream, friends. Project Sunrise will go down in history as the boldest bet in modern aviation. And now, I'll reveal a shocking truth to you. Why do you think Qantas Airlines rejected the 787 Dreamliner? Qantas Airlines has completely rejected the 787 Dreamliner for this project. The 787 has been performing exceptionally well on Qantas's long-haul routes, such as the London-Perth route. It's an efficient, reliable aircraft capable of covering impressive distances. So, why didn't they choose this aircraft for their biggest project? While the Boeing 787 offers a flawless solution, the 777X promises next-generation technology, and Airbus's A350-ULR model is breaking records. Qantas carefully reviewed all options and made an incredible decision. Instead, they chose the A351-000, an aircraft that is not specifically designed for ultra-long-range missions. Why did they make such a decision? Is it fuel efficiency, cabin technology, or a larger strategy? When making such a critical calculation, the wrong choice can put your competitors ahead and leave you behind. But there is a fundamental question here. What if passengers don't really want this? For every passenger who dreams of the comfort of a non-stop journey, there are others who love the layovers in Dubai or Singapore. Emirates and Qatar built their empires on the principle that sometimes the journey is as valuable as the destination. Will Qantas lead the way in aviation's future? Or will it discover that some limits have a reason? Today, we'll dive into the depths of Project Sunrise. Staying in the air for 21 hours, that's exactly what Project Sunrise aims to achieve. When Qantas talks about ultra-long-haul flights, it's rewriting the limits of what's technically possible. To fly non-stop from Sydney to London, you need 165,000 liters of jet fuel. That's approximately 130 tons. But the real challenge begins here. Every kilogram of fuel carried reduces the space available for passengers and cargo. In the aviation world, where efficiency is critical, this is a ruthless equation. The engines must be absolutely reliable. They need to generate power for 21 hours while you are on the other side of the world from the nearest suitable airport. A malfunction at the 18-hour mark would mean an emergency landing in a remote area. The human factor is also highly critical. At cruising altitude, cabin pressure ranges from 6,000 to 8,000 feet. Humidity drops to desert levels, and biological clocks become disrupted as passengers cross time zones and follow the sun. Breathing recycled air for 20 hours can cause numerous physiological problems. Dehydration sets in within a few hours. Deep vein thrombosis becomes a real danger. Fatigue increases throughout the flight. When Qantas announced Project Sunrise, Boeing and Airbus launched their best aircraft. The competition revealed the limits of every option. Boeing's 787 Dreamliner is excellent in terms of efficiency and has proven itself on countless routes. However, Project Sunrise has exposed the range limits. If you fly a 787 non-stop from Sydney to London, you could face economic collapse. The Airbus A350-9ULR is currently considered the range champion in the aviation industry. Singapore Airlines flies this aircraft on the world's longest route, but the Sydney-London route will push its capacity to the limit. Theoretically, this journey is possible, but significant sacrifices are required. Boeing has unveiled its revolutionary 777X. On paper, it looked attractive, but in reality, it faced endless delays. Delivery dates were constantly postponed. Airbus, on the other hand, adopted a different approach: flexibility. The A350-1000 was not originally designed for Project Sunrise. but it had growth potential. Airbus engineers evaluated Qantas's needs and reported that they could make the necessary changes. The A350-1000 ULR wasn't just modified, it was completely redesigned. Airbus delivered a precision-engineered aircraft designed for a specific mission. The most important change is the fuel capacity. Airbus integrated additional fuel tanks that increased the range by 24%. This isn't just a simple tank addition, it requires fundamental changes to the aircraft's systems and structure. Rolls-Royce Trent XWB engines offer something that their competitors cannot match: proven reliability. With millions of flight hours, they provide absolute confidence. Qantas also requested improvements to the passenger experience. The cabin altitude was lowered to 6,000 feet, which is 2,000 feet lower than most aircraft. Humidity levels have been significantly increased. Qantas has invested $4 billion in 12 aircraft. This is not just a purchase, it is a strategic investment in the future of long-haul aviation. The A350-1000LR consumes 25% less fuel per seat than previous generation aircraft. It consumes $400,000 worth of fuel on a 21-hour flight. Qantas's seat configuration is economically critical. The aircraft can carry more than 400 passengers but has only 238 seats in total. 45% of the aircraft is reserved for passengers paying premium fares. The fundamental question remains: do passengers really prefer transfers? Singapore's Changi Airport offers butterfly gardens, swimming pools, and movie theaters. Dubai International offers world-class lounges. These are not just airports, they are destinations. For many passengers, a 6-hour layover is not a delay, but an opportunity. Relax, take a shower, eat, or even explore a new city. Flights from Sydney to London with a layover typically take 24 to 30 hours. Nonstop flights reduce this to 21 hours. The hours saved are truly valuable for time-constrained travelers. The A350-1000 ULR's cabin reflects the reality of 21-hour flights. Qantas carries approximately 150 seats compared to typical configurations. 6 first-class suites, floor-to-ceiling doors, 66-inch beds, and ample storage space. Business class offers 52 spacious flatbed suites. Each has direct access to the aisle. Premium economy consists of 40 seats with real legroom and enhanced comfort. Economy class has 140 seats with 33 inches of legroom. There is a special relaxation area between the cabins. This is not a gym. It is an area designed for stretching, drinking water, and light exercise. It is still unclear whether passengers will be able to use it. The environmental systems are continuously operating. The cabin altitude remains at 6,000 feet. Humidity is above normal levels. LED lighting is adjusted throughout the flight to manage circadian rhythms. Even if they are 25% more efficient, these flights consume huge amounts of fuel. At a time of growing climate awareness, ultra-long-haul flights face public relations challenges. Technology can change everything. Sustainable aviation fuels promise carbon-neutral flights, but they are still expensive. New generation engines could deliver 15 to 20% efficiency gains. Hydrogen propulsion may be decades away, but it could revolutionize the industry. Regulators are closely monitoring the situation. 21-hour flights are taking crew duty times, passenger health, and emergency procedures into uncharted territory. Market data is mixed. Singapore Airlines' record-breaking Singapore-New York route is selling well, but ultimately remains a niche market. Comments are divided between business travelers who appreciate it and passengers who experience cabin discomfort. Price will be the deciding factor. Nonstop flights are 15 to 30% more expensive than single-stop alternatives. This is acceptable for premium classes but may be a deterrent for economy. Generational differences are also emerging. Younger passengers are showing more interest in nonstop options. Older passengers prefer the break offered by stopovers. Emirates and Qatar are aware that the hub model is facing challenges. They are improving connections, speeding up transfers, upgrading lounges, and even organizing city tours for long layovers. If the Sunrise project is successful, we can expect United to launch flights from New York to Melbourne, Air France from Paris to Oakland, and JAL from Tokyo to São Paulo. The A350-1000 ULR could lead to the emergence of special derivative models for 24-hour flights. Success is not guaranteed. A single serious accident could trigger regulatory restrictions. Aviation history shows the importance of timing. The Bristol Brabazon was too early. The Concorde was too expensive, and the A380 was too big. Being first does not guarantee success, but sometimes timing can produce perfect results. The 707 launched the jet age. The 747 democratized international travel, and the A320 revolutionized the short-haul economy. Project Sunrise marks a turning point. Success could lead to the birth of a new category of ultra-long-range aircraft. Failure, however, could mean that this concept is shelved for decades. Why did Qantas choose the A350-1000? Because it was the only aircraft that could meet the requirements of Project Sunrise. Not the range-limited 787, not the stretched A359 ULR, not the delayed 777X. The A350-1000 offered something unique: growth potential, profitability through efficiency, and proven engines capable of millions of flight hours. This is not just about choosing an aircraft. It's a challenge to the aviation assumption that stopping is necessary to cross the planet. They will test whether 21 hours in a well-designed cabin is better than 30 hours with layovers. The entire industry is closely monitoring all developments. Hub and spoke airlines are hoping it fails. Point-to-point carriers are expecting it to succeed. Aircraft manufacturers are planning their next moves. Project Sunrise is not just about a new route. It's a test of where aviation is headed. If passengers embrace seamless service, regulators maintain support, and the economics work out, we could see the moment when the aviation industry abandons layovers. Or we could see the moment when airlines realize that human limits cannot be overcome through engineering. The outcome is still uncertain. Qantas has placed its bet. Airbus has delivered the aircraft. Now, the decision lies with the market. Would you be willing to spend 21 hours in the sky to gain a day of your life? Aviation experts are divided. One group believes Project Sunrise will revolutionize aviation. The other group thinks the project will be a costly mistake. The truth is, no one knows for sure. How will 21-hour flights affect human psychology? Will passengers really be able to stay in a closed space for that long? How will families with children experience this? CEOs and executives from the business world are closely following this project. For these people, for whom every second means money, gaining 6 to 8 hours is a huge advantage. But for average vacationers, the situation may be different. Qantas's bold decision will either go down in aviation history in gold letters or be remembered as an expensive lesson. The choice of the A350-1000 was not just a technical decision, it was the future vision of aviation. What do you think? Would you like to experience a 21-hour nonstop flight? Or would you be happier with a nice layover in Dubai? Is the future of aviation to go further? Or have we found the limit of how long humans can stay in the air? The answer will shape the next decades of aviation. Keep your eyes on the sky.